Welcome back to Central Valley Business. I have my next guest with us. It's Ray and Jay from Electric Imp Studio. Thanks a lot for coming on, you guys. I really appreciate this. And I'd like to give you the floor and let you share with our audience what you guys are providing.
Hi, I'm Jay Scantling, and first and foremost, we'd like to talk about Sorensen Studio and Galleries. We're actually artists who are a part of their community, and they very much are a community of artists. And Chris Sorensen, he's the one who owns the place.
Okay.
He has been he's been a pillar of the community. He's basically has sculptures all over town, and everybody knows him. So we want to talk a little bit about what's going on there, not just during the holidays, because there's two big events that you guys should know about, but also what's going to be on the plate for the next year. For the holidays, we got Bob Klazowski's annual holiday sale, and he actually isn't technically a part of Sorensen's, but he is the glass blowing studio out back.
Okay.
So they're good friends.
They're
with
intermingled. There's a space that brings them back and forth from the front to the back, to the front.
So we tend to be open at the same time, and we are also doing our own event. And I mentioned that the holiday sale is starting Saturday, Thanksgiving, or right after Thanksgiving, November 24th.
This Saturday coming up.
Yes, the November 24th.
Okay.
And then at the same time, we're also going to be doing the Holiday Fundraiser. It's an art and craft show that's benefiting the United Cerebral Palsy of Central California. So all of the proceeds are going to be going to them, their fundraiser. And that includes any kind of fees for submitting work. All of that goes donations. And so we have a call to artists. They're receiving entries Saturday, December 1st from 12 to 3 p.m. And the reception for that show will be the Art Hop. So that is December 6th, Thursday from 5 to 8 p.m. So we hope you guys can make it. And if you can donate some artwork, that would be fantastic.
There's no theme. Most of the time he has a theme per month. This is no theme, so if you're out there, you want to put in some work, please do so.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what the theme is, doesn't matter what the medium is, everything's open.
And a lot of times people don't realize we have a lot of great artists right here locally.
Absolutely, and many different types of artists at Sorensen's. And you don't have to be a member to submit work. That's really important to know. In fact, we have so many artists from the community submitting work at the Art Hops. And we do have artists in residence. And we also, those artists in residence sometimes juror shows. So we are an artist pair that has a studio down at Sorensen's. And we're called Electric Imp Studio. That's our personal title. And we're booth 46, so you can come visit us on the walk through Sorensen's. But there's about, there's about 80 of us.
There's close to 80.
I didn't realize there was that many booths there.
It's big. And
it's really growing. Huh?
Yes, it has.
Absolutely. And there's so many different types of art. I mean, it's sculptors and painters and blacksmiths and jewelry makers and just so many things going on. So I think not a lot of people know all the stuff that's happening down there.
It's a good little venture. It's, if your focus is on painting or 2D stuff, you can go in there and you can experiment by watching other 3D workers work. It's really, the forging place is nice. It's very well done, very clean.
Okay, and so at your booth, what do you provide or offer there?
Let's see. We do such different work ourselves. I mean, we do work together on some artworks, but we also do our separate things. So for me, I'm a multimedia artist. So I started out as a painter, and my paintings started to become three-dimensional and pop out of the canvas, and then I became a sculptor, and then I became a video artist, and basically I do everything. But my themes tend to stay around a similar theme, the theme being destruction and renewal, rebirth. So the painting that's on the screen probably around now is called the Dance of Creation and Destruction, and it's all about that kind of idea. And all of my stuff tends to have that central theme, although it's very different, like the electric imps that they basically are what took off the title for our studio. They're little creatures made out of trash. I mean, I basically made them out of things that nobody wanted anymore. And later, I started doing other types of work. Schism is the name of the painting that I submitted for you guys to look at. But it's the first painting that I did along this type of series, where it's about creating something, it getting destroyed. In this case, it was slashed and then restitched back together. So it's about the same kind of concepts. And anyway, I'm actually going to be doing a show next year at Modesto Junior College. That's where I work. I'm a professor,
okay.
so I teach drawing
Okay.
as an adjunct professor. And he's actually a professor too. He's an adjunct professor
Yeah,
at
Fresno State.
Fresno State in sculpture.
Oh, okay.
So
No, 3D design right now. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
depends what
Are they
site they're-
doing that, the 3D printing out there now? Is
They
that,
got
is
it.
that
They're working
taking
on it.
hold?
Yeah, they're working on it slowly but surely. It's just-
Because I know a lot of things are
Yeah.
going to go that direction too
Yes.
pretty soon.
I'll be obsolete.
never.
Well,
No, this is really neat stuff. Now, the next show coming up is Saturday, correct? This is the first one coming up would be the Saturday the 24th?
Well,
that's the sales. It's
that's the
basically a Christmas
sales. Basically, it's the Christmas holiday sale.
So if people want to get gifts for family
Absolutely.
members,
Yes.
that's the one that they want to
Right,
go
that's
to.
November 24th.
Okay.
And the Holiday Fundraiser is happening, well, they're receiving entries very soon, so
on
December
December
1st.
from 12 to 3.
And the reception is on the Art Hop on December 6th, the Thursday.
And cerebral palsy, a lot of times people don't realize, I've known people with cerebral palsy that have went to college and got degrees and live on their own in apartments. And so a lot of times the only thing holding them back is resources.
Right.
And so that's why something like this is so important. Because if they have the resources, a lot of times they can accomplish great things.
So the other thing that I might want to add is we have a lineup for the next year. We don't have everything planned out, but we do have quite a few shows already planned. So January, we have the Black and White show. And anything can be submitted. Doesn't matter the medium as long as it's in black and white.
Okay.
February is to be announced. March is going to be an animal themed show.
Okay.
April is the green show, which is actually
how
we
we got
brought
these guys.
These guys were entries one year from the green show. They're made out of recycled bits, and so anything that's recycled can be
Okay.
submitted to the green show.
Okay. I like that.
And these guys are actually they spawned a whole series of political art pieces that we did
Yeah.
together. And we are actually planning on doing a comic involving their characters. So we
Okay.
have Jose and Jaime.
Well, we're almost done with the first.
Yeah, we actually have already created the comic, and we're just putting in the lettering and getting
Yeah.
it up there. And it's going to be a free web comic that's available on our website.
Okay.
And it's called, it's a zine, so, you know, those little mini comics, that's called Tiempos Extraños, Strange Times.
Okay. Now, is this going to be like a film or animated?
No, it's just a comic
It's
strip,
just basically
right?
It's gonna be a
comic book,
strip?
yeah.
Okay.
Basically a-
That's really neat.
And it's basically about these two literal aliens that are they land on Earth during the Trump administration. So they're arrested as illegal aliens, of course, and
Okay.
they might actually be the only ones who are aliens. So. You know, it's kind of funny looking at the world through the eyes of these outsiders who, you know, they're looking at our society like, Jesus, it's so crazy. You know, and it's meant to be zany and fun, but it's also got some political commentary, obviously.
Okay.
So.
Much like science fiction back in '61, which
That is really
used
neat.
to-
I know that there's
Same
been a couple of
optics.
sculptors that have done the same thing.
yeah.
They've taken recycled items and made a sculpture out of it. And some of that stuff is really phenomenal.
And before we go, because I got to talk about mine, but we didn't talk much about Ray's work.
Here he is.
Yeah, this is some of it, but
Okay.
your work is very different than mine.
Yeah. Well, a lot of my work comes from me being in Iraq. I was in OIF 3.
Okay.
So, and it's about aggressions and the violence that comes back with us. And I have a couple of pictures there. Speedy Babies and Bullets. It's from that old saying, all you need to win a war is beans and bullets. I found it odd that, well, not odd, it's just disturbing that we'd give off Beanie Babies, but then again, we'd also raid the homes later on. And it's one thing that had an effect on me where I seen all the Beanie Babies kind of on a mantle, and I'm like, doing a hard
It's
knock.
quite a contrast, right?
Between what
Yeah.
we thought we were doing and the actual Beanie Babies bullets. And there's another one there, which is a kind of memorial to my friends who didn't quite make it home. We had 5 killed in 4 engagements, and it's you have the peace pipe up there. My icon was Godzilla, and the stone piece is the piece of Godzilla holding a bullet, kind of in a sacrificial type pose, and the 5 eagle skulls on the bottom of it. I'm just trying to make peace with my friends who weren't around anymore. And my last piece is basically on aggression, and I used war clubs. This is for my master's show, and I just started building off more war clubs of different cultures of the world, using cast glass and bronze as the sharp objects, and sometimes used bullets.
I like that. That's really
Oh,
neat.
thank you.
Really neat. All right, we're going to have to cut to a commercial, but before we do that, I'd like you to share a last word with our audience.
Last words.
Remember, November 24th.
Yeah, remember to go to these events.
And
we
December
have
1st and December 6th, that's for Art Hop, but November 24th, this would be a pretty good show if you want to get some pieces in. Muscular dystrophy? Oh, no, it's not.
If you still need some gifts,
Cerebral
and I know
palsy.
I do, and there's probably several other people out there that still need to do some Christmas shopping, consider November 24th going out and picking up a piece of art that lasts forever. Thanks a lot, folks. We got to cut to a commercial, and we will be right back.
Thank you. Sorry for